Come along with me to Nicaragua. I'm in search of the places where my great-grandfather, Christian August Martin, and his son, my grandfather, Johannes Theophilus Martin, served as Moravian missionaries. Also, my mother was born in Nicaragua. In particular, I'm looking for the village of Haulover, where Christian August served at the time of my grandfather's birth. And then I'll look for the records of my mother's birth in Bluefields. Christian August set sail from Germany at age 21. My brother Dick and I took planes to Puerto Cabezas, but then had to resort to a boat. Pastor Wilson of the Moravian Church in Puerto Cabezas made the arrangements for us to rent a panga. Dick suggested the adventure. As an anthropologist, he knows that you can best understand a person's life by visiting where they lived in person. Pastor Wilson has his water with him. So here we are, April 26, 2005, boarding up our panga for the 26-mile trip down the Atlantic coast of Nicaragua to the village of Haulover, or Ephrata, as the Moravians called it. A panga is a large canoe. Today they are rudely constructed of fiberglass. Ours had no canopy shelter, but had a powerful outboard motor. We left the wharf on one of the narrow fingers of the lagoon at La Malaya and negotiated through them to the large lagoon itself and then into the open sea. A young man served as lookout in the prow because, as the panga gained speed, the prow raised up to block the view of the pilot, who had his hand on the outboard motor at the stern. I noticed that the panga had no paddles should the motor fail. Neither did we wear life jackets should we hit a submerged log or other obstruction. I rode in the stern just in front of the pilot owner and next to a young mother holding her infant wrapped in a protecting blanket. I was well protected with SPF 45 zinc oxide sunscreen. The pastor's wife also came along. She had never been to Haulover. We had a young girl on board going home for a visit. Can you imagine how it must have been for Christian August to make the trip in 1859? Haulover is located on a narrow strip of land. Boats were hauled across it from the ocean to the lagoon, or from the lagoon to the ocean. Bienvenidos a Haulover. We have beached our boat. There is room for one sidewalk. The language of the natives is Mosquito, although most also speak Spanish. Dick, who speaks Spanish fluently, makes the acquaintance of the pastor in Haulover. The residents make their living from the ocean and lagoon. Their pangas are still dugouts. The children grow up at home with the sea. And have child-sized pangas to play with, and learn the skills they will need as adults. Harvesting food